Summer racing continues from the spa, and whoa, Nelly, we've got a good one for you this week. It's the Alabama Stakes, Grade 1, $600,000, and they'll be rolling along at 10 furlongs, a mile and a quarter on the dirt to find out who the top 3-year-old distance filly is in the United States. And all the key players are here except maybe for Guarana, and I'm not sure she wants 10 furlongs. But it's a 9-horse field, and let's start with the top dog, the morning line favorite. I expect her to be about 3 to 5 at race time, and I'm talking about Dunbar Road. She's 3 for 4 lifetime, dominated her last 2 races, and she's gone off the favorite in all 4 of her lifetime starts. I expect her to make that 5 for 5 this Saturday. Now, with Dunbar Road, the only loss on her resume is very explainable. It was a very front-running, sandy, hot, dry day at Gulfstream Park on March 30th, and that was a day where all the front runners went wire to wire, and everybody was just spinning their wheels from behind. You saw horses like Maximum Security dominate on the front end and just pull away. You saw Dunbar Road. There were 6 favorites, 6 horses that went wire to wire that day, and all of the winners that pretty much won that day, like, a horse like Champagne Anyone, she hasn't won since then. She took advantage of the bias. We'll talk more about her when we get to Champagne Anyone. But Dunbar Road, quality road filly, very fast. She's yet to hit that 100 speed figure. I don't think she's going to hit it in this race. I think the fractions are going to be slow, which is going to result in a slow final time. And really what she's got to prove here is if she can get the 10 furlongs. She rated in her last 2 races. She was able to rate on Gulfstream Park Oaks Day. But Dunbar Road's a good filly, and I have a feeling she's going to be one of the top contenders for the Breeders' Cup Distaff. And when I mean top contenders, I think she's probably more than likely going to be favored come race day because I just think she's that good of a horse, and she's got to prove it this Saturday, but we'll see if she can do it. She's really only got one tough competition in this race. Meanwhile, from the 2-hole, you've got Lady Apple, who won the Fantasy Stakes. She was kind of in her form cycle that day. That made it 3 in a row for her. Ran okay in the Kentucky Oaks, chased a fast pace with Serengeti Empress, and then just really couldn't close the deal in the lane. The Iowa Oaks was kind of a coronation at even money. 6-horse field that day, and she beat Eula Lele. Now, she's a nice horse. Again, I'm not sure she wants 10 furlongs. Maybe not at this time of her career. I think next year as a 4-year-old, she could be more of a distance horse. She looks more of a smaller filly, kind of a lightly framed filly. I just not sure she's going to be bounding away with powerful strides here. But she is a daughter of Curlin out of a Clever Trick mare. Clever Trick kind of adds that speed, and they tend to be a little bit more nimble and lighter fillies on the mare side. But Lady Apple definitely, probably, maybe the 3rd favorite in this race. A chance to win if, I suppose, she can slow down the fractions and it just becomes a sprint to the wire. Meanwhile, A Fleet Destiny is moving up from Grade 3 company to Grade 1 company, and I think it's going to be a big step up in class for A Fleet Destiny. She's just overmatched. She's lost 3 of her last 4 races, 5 races by 13 lengths. She's lost the other 2 by 8 lengths and 10 lengths. I'm not really sure what she's doing in this spot. She's 1 for 12 lifetime. That win was in Ben Salem, Philadelphia Parks, and A Fleet Destiny is just overclassed and outmatched. This really is a bad spot for a 3-year-old filly. She's just going to get it handed to her, plain and simple. Champagne Anyone, 3 for 9 wins. Got a couple of wins late last year. Won at Keeneland in a nice race, and then again, the bias-aided Gulfstream Park's Oaks win. She had a little bit of trip trouble in the Kentucky Oaks. No excuse in the CCCA Oaks. She was just not as good as Guarana in Point of Honor and Off Topic. That was a 5-horse field. She fits in this race. She's a Grade 1, Grade 2 horse. She's not peaking. Champagne Anyone, I just don't think can match strides with Dunbar Road and Point of Honor. Street Band, now this one had a nice one in the Indiana Oaks. I think she's back on her game. When she runs good races, she is capable of being a Grade 2 horse. I think she could be a really nice 4-year-old. Sophie Doyle is in the saddle, and you always got to like it when you see Sophie Doyle on a big day. And she's going to run a little bit off the pace. I think she can get 9 furlongs. It's just a question of, for all of them, that extra furlong. Street Band has a shot. She's on the improve. I like her form cycle. And when she runs big, she tends to run big races. Seems to be working well. Got 3 nice workouts in July. So Street Band is definitely a contender for me. Eulalie took advantage of the small field in Iowa, was the lone speed that day, led them as long as they could, but Lady Apple wore her down late. Ran a nice race in the Black-Eyed Susans, probably not as good as Point of Honor. Definitely the third or fourth favorite in this spot. Point of Honor, this is a daughter of Curlin that I really want to see here. She ran a huge race on Black-Eyed Susan Day. That day, the track was fast, and it favored the inside the whole weekend. So for Point of Honor to run 4 wide and 5 wide all the way around the track, she ran against the bias. She lost 4 to 5 lengths by running more distance on the outside, and she ran against the bias. That was a huge win that day in the Black-Eyed Susan. Then she came back and ran second to Guarana, but there was no pace that day, and she was running late. Now she gets the 10 furlongs. This is her 6th lifetime race. She's 3 for 5 wins lifetime. Huge win in the Suncoast Stakes at Tampa Bay, and then just dominated a maiden race that was raced off the turf. And kind of interesting, if that race had never been taken off the turf, I'm not so sure Point of Honor would have been pointed to a dirt campaign all along. So Point of Honor, definitely I want to see run at 10 furlongs. She's one of the top 3-year-old fillies. And really, is she one of the top 2 here? We'll find out. Point of Honor, a nice horse, going to be a nice 4-year-old, daughter of Curlin. Everything is pointing in the upside position for Point of Honor. Off topic, ran third, actually ran okay in the CCA Oaks. I liked her finish that day. She kind of just plodded along. That's kind of what she does. She kind of makes her own trip. She's got enough speed to lay close. She seems to close in the lane. Again, distance is not going to, 10 furlongs, she's never going to be running this distance again anyways. This Alabama Stakes, really, it's kind of just a one-off race for fillies. That's it. It's 10 furlongs on this day. Otherwise, the Oaks is 9 furlongs. The Distaff is 9 furlongs. All the major filly races are 9 furlongs. So you just kind of get this one outlier where it's 10 furlongs. So off topic, nice horse, could be a good 4-year-old. Might make some hay maybe in a race like the Spinster, but against Dunbar Road and Point of Honor, I'm not seeing it today. Kelsey Cross, the snake juice for Patrick Biancone, off the turf, goes to the dirt. Really outclassed in this spot, but I guess turf to dirt is really the only angle to recommend. That's it, a 9-horse field. Whoa, Nelly, it's the Alabama Stakes. Don't forget, we've got a preview of the Pacific Classic online. We'll see top older males in action in that race, and more summer previews coming your way. But you must hit subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. We're leading you all the way up to the Breeders' Cup. I'm looking forward to this Alabama. I want to see what Point of Honor can do, and I want to see the coming out party for Dunbar Road. Let's see if she's actually asked to run this time. My gut feeling is we're going to see slow fractions. Street Band probably leads them into the stretch, and then it's going to be a stretch battle. Can Dunbar Road open up by 2-3 lengths and hold off the on-rushing fury of Point of Honor late? Who do you like in the Alabama? Leave a comment, and also take a look at that Pacific Classic race. Should be a good race. It's summer racing from the Spa, the Grade 1 Alabama Stakes.